My son Dylan and Cam are the same age, and I think he just ended up at my house one night, hanging out with the guys, a Friday night, eating pizza. And my first impression of him was he was a good kid. He was polite, he was kind. He definitely, as a mom, you get those instinctual feelings on kids, and I could tell he was a little lost, and I didn't know why at the time.
My family background was a little complicated. My parents did not make the best decisions. I never really understood why they would always go to the store at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and not be home the next morning. I just kind of thought it was a normal thing that parents do. My dad went to jail when I was 10, and I had no idea why. I had later found out that he stole from my neighbor's backyard, and that was one of my only friends, and then I really realized that that's why they were treating me different and looking at me different, and things just started to connect.
He didn't have the curfew that all the kids had, so when everybody else had to be home by 10, Cam was still hanging out, and and there wasn't a lot of interaction. Most kids are texting mom to say, come pick me up, and I would ask Cam, how you getting home, Cam? And he'd say, well, I'm walking. And I knew it was a 3-mile walk. So, I just realized very early on that there wasn't a lot of adult interaction in his life.
In freshman year of high school, I walked into their room one night and found them both unconscious on the floor. Called 911, found out it was a drug overdose. And shortly after then, they were taken from me. And I was kind of on my own from that point on.
I said, listen, we got to get Cam in the Y. We've got to get him involved with volunteer work, with the teen programs, and we absolutely have to get him to the Christian Values Conference.
Before YMCA and CVC, I didn't really have many friends. The friends I did have weren't the best friends. I didn't really have structure. I didn't really have positive things. After I went to CVC, after my friends brought me to the Y, I got closer with those friends, really, really, really good people who introduced me to the wrestling team. And from the wrestling team, I'm on track to be a state qualified wrestler. I have a scholarship to UCF. None of that would have happened without the Y. None of that would have happened without the connections I made through the Y, through CVC. And honestly, my whole life would be different without the Y, frankly.
So the changes I've seen in Cam over the last 4 years are amazing. His confidence has grown immensely. His self-esteem has changed. His outlook on life, I think, has changed. When he was 14 or 15 and you'd say, what's your plan, Cam? He'd just kind of shrug his shoulders. He didn't really have a plan. And now when you ask him, he knows. I don't know where Cam would be. I don't know if his story would have a happy ending. I know that it does now, and I know that that's because of the Y.
Everybody, whoever has worked at the Y, who I've ever talked to, has always been nothing but amazing and nice to me and wanted nothing but to see me succeed. So I appreciate you and thank you so much.
The Y's always been able to take a child and look at them as an individual and see their needs and see where they need to be developed. We need the programs, we need the teen programs, we need the youth programs, we need the preschool programs. And without the support of our donors and our community, the Y won't be able to offer those opportunities for those kids.